The hashtag Northern Lives Matter campaign, which went viral on social media, has touched the heart of WACTEC Ghana, the local branch of Vestergaard, a global health company who has come to the community to donate to inhabitants 8 high-impact water purifiers.
I'm even short of words seeing the water that they drink and seeing how they felt taking the safe or treated water. GHOne, we are grateful for this particular news. We are only praying that corporate bodies, members of parliament, the assemblies can come on board, support the community. They truly need our help.
For residents of Vaili who were seeing clean water for the first time, it was a moment to share.
We are very happy and we are very grateful. And then we don't know how to thank you. It's only God can reward you. Because the very day when you came here, but people was thinking that maybe you only come to take what do you call it, the story and then walk away. And then finally our dreams come true.
A representative from the East Gonja District Assembly expressed shock at the water situation in Vaili and said the assembly was not aware the community is in distress.
When I came and I saw the water, I felt so bad that this is water I will not even use to wash my feet, not to talk of drinking it. So seeing my district members taking this into their stomach, I really felt so bad, and I think we need to do more.
The East Gonja District Assembly representative assured residents that the situation will be addressed as soon as possible.
When I get to the office, I will let the DC know what is happening here. I have also taken pictures of the water. I have seen that animals are drinking the water at the same time people. All this I will put it onto his table, and I think from there they will take it up.
Residents of Vaili say they are grateful for this intervention. They are, however, hopeful that government will provide them with potable water in the shortest possible time.
And don't forget, we're still running the campaign with the hashtag Northern Lives Matter. Let's turn our attention to something else. 2 journalists were assaulted Thursday morning at the NPP headquarters. The journalists had gone to the premises of the NPP to cover a protest by polling station executives from the Elembele constituency, but they were assaulted by security men who were manning the place. Here's a report by Abina Owusunyamiche.
We want to get the interview. We are ready to get the interview.
Aggrieved polling station executives from the Elembele constituency massed up at the headquarters of the New Patriotic Party to demand a new register ahead of the elections in January. A spectacle that attracted the attention of the media. But the security men at the premises were unhappy about the action of the journalists who were merely doing their work.
These men are not people like me that you can say, okay, we can talk to them, and then these are well-built men, like 5 times of me. And there was no way we could, try to get back at them or anything of that sort. And it was very intimidating because of how they even rushed on us. They got to us, not even a word, and the first thing is, pew, on the guy's face, and then he falls down. They come to me and ask me my phone. I'm like, no, I just came. You know, there's nothing on my phone. And so you had to take one of the women who was selling to, you know, you catch almost a shoot, that kind of, and then they left me and they were on my cameraman to delete the visuals.
While this was happening, a broadcast journalist with TV3, Godfrey Tanam, and his cameraman, Prince Afum, had also been surrounded by some of the security men who requested that the visuals of the demonstration that had already been captured got deleted.
Another guy came with a stone, ready to hit the cameraman with the stone. So he was stopped. Then he decided to use his hand on him. Then he hit my cameraman very hard at his back, and they pushed him, trying to push him into the car. So when another one went for a car key, he went to the driver, struggling with the driver, and they took the car key away.
According to the affected journalists, attempts to reach party officials to come to their aid proved futile. The only official in sight was Ashanti Regional Secretary Sam Pine.
We're still trying to figure out who we could talk to and all of that. Then we noticed that Sam Pine was around. So he was in the thick of affairs, trying to calm people down, going in and out and all of that. And one of the guys drew his attention to the fact that, you know, a journalist had been assaulted, that kind of thing. He turns and he says that, well, no one asked them to shoot, and he walks back in. That was all we heard from any executive or anyone.
Ebenezer Aka lodged a complaint at the Nima police station, where he was handed a police report for medical examination. This is the umpteenth time journalists have suffered such assaults at the hands of party security men, among others. For now, journalists in the country are waiting with bated breath to see the outcome of investigations into this assault.
And now let's go to the NDC. The National Democratic Congress has cautioned prospective parliamentary aspirants to desist from acts that could undermine the integrity of sitting MPs. According to General Secretary Johnson Esiedun-Ketia, the party would not countenance any actions from supporters that contravene their constitution. Abino Wusunyamicha was at a media briefing by the NDC and has come through with this report.
Following the NDC's 2016 general elections defeats, the party has been embarking on a series of activities, including what they call a healing process, to prepare for the election 2020, beginning with its internal elections. Johnson Esiedun-Ketia, General Secretary of the NDC, revealed the party has put appropriate structures in place to ensure the smooth run of its internal elections at various levels in 2018.
As far as we accept the right of every NDC member to aspire to any positions of the party, including that of Member of Parliament, we also believe that democracy can only be meaningful when the playing field is even and the rules of the game are transparent and applicable to all equally.
Even though the party is yet to open nominations for the flag bearership slots, several names have come up, including former President John Mahama, Majority Leader Alban Bagbin, former Trade Minister Spio Gabra, and former Vice Chancellor of the University of Professional Studies, Professor Joshua Alabi. But Esiedun-Ketia declined comment on the development. The party will commemorate this year's 31st revolution in the Volta Regional Capital in Ho.
It's that time of the year again where Christmas songs invade our airwaves. The city centre bustles with activities and the traffic becomes inevitable. To avoid the restlessness of the traffic, many are relying on the easy way out, Okada. Dela Michelle has this report.
With just a few days to Christmas, traffic is building in major parts of Accra, an indication that Ghanaians are prepared to celebrate this year's Christmas festive in a grand style. But the frustration that shows on the faces of many commuters is an indication of their anticipation to get to their desired location. Many have resorted to taking the commercial bikes, what we call Okada. For them, it is fast and convenient, but the question is, how safe is it to be on an Okada? A majority of Okada riders have been tagged as reckless and indisciplined with their failure to respect road safety regulations. The business is booming for these Okada riders despite efforts by the Ghana Police Service to clamp down on commercial motorbikers.
Okada business no sisi Christmas riba no a week room there aye kakra ama Okada for because of traffic na ebakrom nti.
Most passengers have accepted the dangers associated with the use of Okada.
There's risk, but you have to sometimes take risk to be able to achieve what you want on time.
I just boarded it because I'm in a hurry and I'm late, so I have to take it. The measures there, you think about it, but because there is traffic and you are going to work, you seriously sometimes need to danger yourself sometimes, but you know that God will see us through.
No, I only ask of the helmets. I don't think of the other side. My only concern is that I want to get to my destination early.
Speaking to GHOne News, Augustina Kofi, commander of the airport MTTD, indicated that personnel have been deployed at vantage points across the metropolis to regulate traffic. But most importantly, they are to ensure that commuters adhere to road safety regulations, especially during this Yuletide.
It's difficult to tell if this man or this bike is an Okada bike. So at this point, there's free movement, whether you are on a bike or you are in a vehicle. And what we rather expect from people who patronize motorbikes is to ensure that they are safe by wearing their crash helmet and also in the night wearing their reflective vest.
He further appealed to the general public to cooperate with personnel to help ease traffic congestion.
There will be occasions where police, within a short period of time, may do some diversions. Fiesta Royale, Noga Hill, parts of Jowlu, parts of airport residential area, and then the airport hills, part of Spintex Road. I will urge all road users to ensure that they comply with some of these short, diversions made by the police.
Now, insecurity in Kaswa continued to heighten as a 21-year-old young man, Okada rider by name Kweku Ahin, has been killed by two men who requested for his services. The two assailants who killed and snatched Kweku Ahin's motorbike in Kwao are in Kaswa and at large.
This is Kwao, a suburb of Kaswa in the central region. This village has been shattered following the gruesome murder of a motor rider. Father of the deceased, Kojo Asare, said his son works at Kaswa, but on that fateful day, he decided to work from Kwao, where he lives with his wife and 3-month baby. Two men who Kweku Ahin gave a ride to ended up stabbing him to death under mysterious circumstances. Father of the deceased, Kojo Asare, tells me his son was the breadwinner of the family. But now that he's no more, life will be unbearable for them. Mother of the deceased, GHOne, is devastated. So this is the exact spot Kweku Ahin, the 21-year-old Okada rider, was killed. These are the leaves I understand the police used to cover the body of Kweku Ahin till his remains were conveyed to the morgue. For locals here, the killing of GHOne is strange to them since they have not witnessed a dastardly act like this before. According to locals who were here before Ahin's remains was conveyed by the police, they found pepper powder which understand was used to smear his face. This is where Ahin's helmet was recovered. The apprehension in this community is not unusual. Nearly 10 people have been murdered under mysterious circumstances in Kasoa, the municipal capital. Divisional Police Commander of Kasoa, Dennis Abade, has been reacting to the issue.
Information available is that he's an Okada rider. He was at Ofako station looking for passengers or whatever. And 2 young men approached him, hired his motorbike, and they drove off. It was later, before they had information that he has been murdered by the people who hired him.
I further dig to find out that this trader was the one who saw Ahin convey the 2 men on his motorbike from Papase to Kwabonse, but admits she cannot make the men out even if she sees them.
Papa bi betat ebro wa menche wa ha ba nyam se me hu nanim se man sane so ba me hu no kra man sane so se I wanna was obafa bimbra mu gua se no mu se mu se sa papa no fa Ahin e no de ne kwa ha se no ne sa be twem kwa ha en de me hu ne biom me hu Ahin ne biom de me ti se was Ahin e wu.
Some colleagues of Ahin have been sharing their grief.
I was some Mimisu the bat and rat, Papi Party, and Ramisuya, and Ramisuya, and ready. Just I'm not joking, you know, I knew better 2 hours in book. And I by where back we catching and say, I almost were quiet. I was very rude, so I am in a joking says, I know almost welcome. Obi are shocked.
Nkoma ehwetwe line say na o invite me na odidi na odi kokko na o invite but o invite me odidi invite me sada enti obusam say o from so I talk ko bi enti member na me bedi te no ano na me so ahempa na wato de na wetimi I invite me no enti asema ba enti me tie na say o mo so mo ku ahe eda kwan no so na e koy they are going to say all the whole.
And that was a report by Samuel Lancelot Boating. Let's go to the Volta region, where the Dambai Health Center in the Kwache East District of the Volta region lacks beds and a theater despite serving a community of about 50,000 people. The only doctor of the facility is compelled to refer emergency cases to the Rav Government Hospital or Kitikwache Government Hospital.
The Dambai Health Center is under intense stress as the facility is unable to meet the needs of the community it is serving. The health facility has only 12 beds, which is shared by males, females and children at the same place. The hospital is also faced with transportation challenge. All 4 vehicles serving the health center, including an ambulance, have broken down. Dr. Abigail Amenu is the medical director of the Dambai Health Center.
There's a lot of workload here because I'm the only medical doctor around. We have a lot of patients trooping in who come in, who have to wait long hours because I'm the only one running the whole facility, attending to patients on the ward. So we have a lot of patients waiting for so long before they get medical attention. We have large number of patients getting ill, but we can't admit in all of them.
Dr. Abigail Amenu also appealed for support.
I want to appeal to the government, the ministers,
the MPs, stakeholders, NGOs, opinion leaders to come to the aid of the Dambai Health Center.
The road leading up to the Dambai Health Center is also in a bad state and requires urgent attention.
Managers of Lavender Hill and Mudo sewage treatment plants are threatening to shut down the two facilities over the lack of contracts with government. The plants, which were commissioned last year, resulted in the decommissioning of the popular Lavender Hill, where raw fecal matter was discharged into the sea directly.
Speaking during a tour by the Local Government Committee of Parliament, Managing Director for the plant, Haida Said, said the company is struggling under huge debts since it's been operating on its own resources.
We are incurring a lot of expenses, salaries, chemicals, electricity, water, operation, maintenance. Some of the machines there, because of proximity to the sea, are getting rusted, so they have to be replaced constantly. These facilities provide benefit to all the population in Accra. I urge you all to please help us, number one, to sort out our contract issue, because if it is not sorted out, I don't know how long we can keep on operating this facility at our own expense.
Majority Chief Whip and a member of the committee, Alex Cheme, assured the appropriate ministries will be made to sign a formal agreement with the company in order to avert a shutdown.
A shutdown will make Accra a messy place to live. And the whole of Accra, the CBD, everything comes here. We will take steps to ensure that a proper contract is signed between the builders or the rehabilitators of the facility and the management, and whichever government agency that has to do it, whether it is local government or water and sanitation.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we bring you business stories. And those are social media handles. You can follow us on there and then drop in your comments. If there's anything you want to share with us, you can follow us on GHOne TV across all platforms. Let's now do some business stories. It has emerged the Agric Ministry spent a little over 1 million cedis of their 15 million allocation to fight the fall armyworm on monitoring. This disclosure was made by Deputy Minister for the sector, Dr. Sagwe Bambangi, in Parliament Thursday following a question by Bulsa South MP, Dr. Clement Apak. The Deputy Minister also revealed about 11 million was used to procure chemicals to fight the worms devastating farms across the country.
Following the outbreak of the fall armyworm, the ministry had a release of an amount of 15,857,280 Ghana cedis from government for the campaign against the infestation. Out of the total amount, 10,965,331 Ghana cedis was used to procure chemicals for control of the infestation. Operational and monitoring costs to date amount to 1,058,331 Ghana cedis. Total expenditure to date stands at 12,023,662 Ghana cedis. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
The festive period brings along with its business boom. One of such lucky businesses is transport. As such, drivers in the capital city are over the moon because scores of travelers have been patronizing their services. They project to be the busiest on the 24th and 25th when travelers make their last-minute trips.
Truth. No traveler likes to spend too much time at a terminal. However, traveling this time of the year is a real test of your patience due to the sheer numbers. The sun's heat is intensified by the heat from buses, which makes standing in long queues undesirable. Perhaps the price of spending the holidays with loved ones makes the toil worth it.
I'm going to Sunya. I want to spend Xmas with my mom.
Drivers at the terminal look forward to an even bigger crowd on the eve of Christmas and Christmas Day itself. The numbers, which directly translate into lots of cities, sometimes becomes a catalyst for drivers to be reckless on the road, putting the lives of travelers at risk.
Regular say a course what said the normal and I'm a posthumous and also no a buy in before say a human name Koswana a course no Mosat TSA Casache say the way I feel so you basically drive one my piano you bet my first one
It is not always they need to convert the numbers to cash that pushes them to speed, no. Sometimes the drivers say last minute travelers are guilty of pressuring drivers to be reckless.
By a passenger since I'm on Tom was in Petem was obedient so. I'm the high. Daddy do I do in Nui. Toto what would you do? Yakon de Aquaban here. There's some Fuka Munya.
And safe journey to all those who will be traveling on 24th and 25th. Before we go, let's go for our weather update. And that's all we have for you on GH Today News. My name is Sewa Amir. Thank you very much for watching. We are back at 11:30 with more news. And I'll see you next week on Christmas Day. But the show returns shortly with Coffee Day and Beiswa. Have a good morning.
On the 22nd of December at the Accra International Conference Center, Xylophone Media brings you the BIM Nation concert by multiple award-winning superstar